All right, mic check. Sounds good. All right. As we know from last episode, everybody, when you hear the red light, green light song, you know what the mood of the show is going to be. We got red light tonight. We are going back to politics just for a little bit. Have some fun. Watch some crash outs. There's a whole lot going on out here in the world in general. In reaction to the American political crash outs, Japan is getting up in the mix. We're going to talk about that and how some liberal influences have flown overseas to the Far East. AOC is changing her tune. I don't think certain groups are going to be happy about that. And, well, Asmongold's up to his old tricks. We got Bernie and much, much more for y'all. Red light kind of night, kind of afternoon. Enjoy the show. Let's get the intro out the way.
On Wednesday, Trump nominated Matt Gaetz for Attorney General, and Gaetz said the same thing he does when he sees a teenage girl: "I'll do it." Was chosen for Attorney General after Trump remembered that his original pick was found dead in a jail cell.
Yeah. Joe Biden is asleep. Kamala is at a dance party with Beyonce. Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Beyonce. Party with Beyonce. Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Party with Beyonce.
Stop. Carry on.
Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Hold up. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Beyonce. Party with Beyonce.
H-Town. I'm Marquez. You see you, boy.
What's up, everybody? Salutations, sakafet, and salute to all my beautiful people from all corners of the world. How y'all doing tonight? We got a mini show for you today, maybe a medium show. We'll see. We'll see how far we get. I'm using the natural sunlight over my shoulder, out the windows. So when the sun goes down, the show's over. I got other stuff to do this evening as well. First of all, shout out to my people out there. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's good of health. Stay on top of your health, everybody. I got some bad news from a friend. He's going through some things with his family. So prayers out to Lando Bando. Otherwise, got a decent show for you this evening. We're going to pick fun at what's going on in the political landscape as always. I've got my political agnosticism I wear on my shoulders, and I love picking fun at y'all and you over emotional types. So we are going to rock out. First of all, we got Sis in the crowd. How you doing, Sis? Hey, y'all. Almanize. Thank you for being here, babe. As always. To everybody else, as you arrive, please hit the like. If you have not done so already, subscribe to the channel if you are new. I'm your boy Culture, and welcome to the show. All right. Make sure I got everything set up for us this evening. All right. So first things first, we're just going to hit the ground running, y'all. We're going to start off with some reactions to the sad crowd, courtesy of a couple different outlets. DC Shorts did a remix of what's going on PBS News out of the Kamala experience upon finding out at Howard University that she was not going to be the next president of the United States. Let's see what these folks got stirred up over here. Fair use, as always, fair use. This is crazy, y'all. Why are we so emotionally invested in politicians and in individuals who are so far up the food chain that they have no regard for who you are as an individual? And I'm going to pause for a second.
What is that?
One more time.
What is that?
Like, what we got going on here, y'all? Let's pause for a second. I guarantee you, there's more testosterone in a kindergarten. Actually, there's probably more testosterone in the women that I've dated over the past 10 years than there is in this crowd. Manly as y'all act. Let's go. Hold on. There's no testosterone in this crowd. No facial hair whatsoever. I mean, it's telling. What is going on right now? People wonder why Trump won. Okay, America. Yeah. A whole press. A whole pressed wig on. I still have not seen one man with facial hair. Bro got pubes on his neck. Old man got a little bit left over. I've not seen one full beard. Come on, man. Wrong time, y'all. Wrong time. Wrong time, y'all. It was not the time for her, and the message was not well received at all. That is pathetic. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Whoever put this together. And what do we have here? Like, what is going on, y'all? I'm sorry. I can't with this nation. I can't. And they just keep wondering why this stuff keeps going on, why people believe what they believe, why the pendulum keeps swinging in the direction that's unexpected. It's because of mess like this. It's because of the identity politics. Let me go back a second. This is who Kamala appealed to. This is the crowd, period. It was all about identity politics. It was all about one facet of women's health. And we all know what that is. Right? Let the whores be whores. Give them everything they need. That's all the campaign was about. And just talking shit about Trump. Just talking shit about Trump. Yeah, it was a wash. So out of the whole election cycle, let's see what some of the most popular politicians are doing, especially on their social media profiles when it comes to pronouns. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see who really has your back. Pronoun click. You little LGBTs. Let's see who really has your back. Who really cares about your cause? All right. Here's your girl AOC. Shout out Asmon. What's up, bro? Asmon Gold. Y'all know who Asmon is. I premiere him on here a lot. I do a lot of reacts to his stuff. He is the incel king. He is the Twitch king. He is the controversy king. Some think he's racist, this, that, and the other. Find out for yourself. I wouldn't be rocking out with old dude if I didn't believe he had something good to offer. Go subscribe to your boy Asmon Gold. Y'all know him. Y'all know where he's at. All right. So he dropped this one yesterday. We just found out AOC is on a different mission. And I have words at the end of this one. Watch this, y'all. Fair use. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. Hold on a sec. Can y'all hear the desktop audio? Now y'all can't hear that, can you? Hold on a sec. Let me go back.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, not to be confused with Ashes of Creation, has taken pronouns out of her bio. And you can see it right here. There is no pronouns in her bio. This is what's crazy.
They used to be on.
Please add pronouns to your Instagram profile. Thank you for all you do.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. They used to be on there. Let me go in and check and see if I can add them. Sorry about that. They used to be there. I guess they fell off, but I'll put them on right now.
This was in 2021. So you're seeing even like sitting senators or Congress people, you're seeing them also getting rid of it.
What's even more surprising is that AOC has been actively asking Trump voters questions like these on Instagram.
Which podcasts are you listening to? Which accounts are you subscribing to? I'm interested, like genuinely.
Or addressing the brain rot of some people pushing for the use of the term Latinx.
I think that a lot of voters really don't like fake people. They're sick and tired of fake politicians. If during the entire time in campaign season, saying that you're down with trans people, the LGBT community, I actually think what people are more upset about is someone was doing something they didn't believe and just saying something.
I think this is a pretty big realignment. Most of the people put pronouns in their bio as like a form of virtue signaling, right? They were never doing it because they cared about trans issues. They were never doing it because they cared about gender identity. They were only doing it so they could seem like they were the right person for the right time, doing the right thing.
And that's absolutely correct, Asmon, as well as to add, who do you think is trying to align to be the new president in 4 years? Kamala didn't show what she was supposed to show to the American people. It is a prime opportunity for any other ambitious woman to jump in. Hillary failed. Kamala failed. They're going to try to throw somebody new in. AOC, mark my words, 4 years. Watch. That's why she's aligning herself with both sides of the aisle. That's why she's stripping away the pronouns from her name and from her professional titles. That shit isn't required. Nobody cares who you fuck. Go to work, do your job, go home, and handle business. I care about the rest of the nation. I don't care about the delusional 0.1% of America. The rest of the world knows that there are two genders. It's only here that we have these problems. And it's only here that these problems are rooted and spread. The identity politics are done. Nobody cares. Nobody. DEI is dead. All right. So Bernie also had words for everybody. He wasn't pleased post-election, and rightfully so. Bernie should have burned the house down. I didn't think he said enough, to be honest with y'all. So we going over here to NBC News. We're going to watch a little bit of Bernie and chat along the way, y'all.
Senator Bernie Sanders issued a scathing statement after the vice president's loss in what he called a disastrous campaign, saying, quote, It should come as no great surprise that a Democratic Party which has abandoned working class people would find that the working class has abandoned them. And Independent Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont joins me now. Senator Sanders, welcome back to Meet the Press.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here on this Sunday after Election Day. Let's start right there. Your criticism incredibly direct. You say you think the Democratic Party has, quote, abandoned the working class. How exactly do you think Democrats have abandoned the working class, Senator?
Look, the working people of this country are extremely angry. They have a right to be angry. In the richest country in the history of the world, today, the people on top are doing phenomenally well, while 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. And millions of families worry that their kids are actually going to have a lower standard of living than they do. You got the top 1% owning more wealth than the bottom 90%. We're the only major country on earth not to guarantee health care to all of our people. 25% of our seniors are trying to live on $15,000 a year or less. We have the highest rate of childhood poverty of almost any major country on earth. And the gap between the people on top and everybody else is getting wider and wider. And then, Kristen, on top of all of that, we got a corrupt campaign finance system which allows billionaires to buy elections. So if you're an average worker out there, you're saying, hey, I'm working longer and longer hours, going nowhere in a hurry, worried about my kids, and yet the people on top have never had it so good. Where is the Democratic Party? Are they prepared to stand up to these powerful corporate interests, raise the minimum wage, fight for health care for all people, make sure that all of our kids get the...
Yeah, but it's got to balance out, Bernie. You can't just raise the minimum wage. Remember, we've talked about this before. Economists have talked about this before.
Quality education that they need. Expand...
Yes, some margins can be shrunk. But
Social Security.
Come on, Bernie.
Are they prepared to do those things? That's the issue that we have to address.
Well,
we need to address more industry. That's what we need to address. We don't need to fuck with that minimum wage. Fuck that minimum wage. Let the kids start off on that shit and stop enabling people who should be doing more in life. Give them more in life. Bring industry back to America. Stop with the bullshit. Y'all gave it all away in the Clinton era. Y'all gave it all away in the Bush era. Stop fucking with us. Stop fucking with us. Stop with the obfuscation and blaming the other sides and all that. Bring our fucking industries back. Weirdos.
As you know, your statement was met with some sharp reaction as well. This is what Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi had to say. Take a look. I'll get your reaction on the other side.
Bernie Sanders has not won.
I don't want to hear shit from this old bitch for the rest of my life. Please, God, somebody please take her out of the job. She needs to leave the fucking position. I'm sick of this old bitch. I'm so sick of these old people. Old niggas and niggettes gotta go. The white ones too. I'm sick of these people. All right, I'm sick of these people. I'm on the edge. I'm on the precipice of being one of these old fuckers. But you better bet I'm gonna go out in a blaze of glory. These old motherfuckers need to go. I'm so sick of her fucking voice. I'm so sick of her fucking reasoning, and I'm sick of her fucking hypocrisy.
Let me, with all due respect, and I have a great deal of respect for him, for what he stands for, but I don't respect him saying that the Democratic Party has abandoned the working class families.
Senator, how do you respond to Nancy Pelosi?
Well, Nancy's a friend of mine, and we've worked together on many issues. But here is the reality. I have to say to Nancy, in the Senate in the last 2 years, we have not even brought forth legislation to raise the minimum wage.
Hey, let's pause for just a moment, y'all. Give Messi a round of applause. Thank you for showing up, sis. Yeah, I'm going in a little bit on some of these little leftovers that are out here floating around post-election, I found. Yeah, Bernie's out here burning it up, but I don't think he did enough, to be honest with you. I think he could have said more. Let's go back a little bit here.
The issues, but here is the reality. I have to say to Nancy, in the Senate in the last 2 years, we have not even brought forth legislation to raise the minimum wage to a living wage, despite the fact that some 20 million people in this country are working for less than $15 an hour.
That's that imbalance I was talking about.
In America today,
industry.
we have not brought, in the Senate, we have not brought to the floor the PRO Act to make it easier for workers to join unions. We're not talking about defined benefit pension plans so that our elderly can retire with security. We're not talking about lifting the cap on Social Security so that we can extend the solvency of Social Security and raise benefits. Bottom line, if you're an average working person out there, do you really think that the Democratic Party is going to the mats, taking on powerful special interests and fighting for?
No, because they didn't express any of that in her agenda. She didn't say any of that in her platform. None of that was part of her economic plan whatsoever.
You, I think the overwhelming answer is no, and that is what has got to change.
Senator, let me zoom out and just ask you about these results. You've heard some.
And I don't agree with all that because I don't agree with the minimum wage bit. Personally, I think the minimum wage bit is a bit of a crutch for American people, just like all these programs. We've been too coddling in this nation. We've been way too coddling. I can't wait for some of these programs to be stripped away personally. And I think that as long as they bring back real jobs, which is the problem that they can't make the promise of because they're making too much fucking money. If they would bring back real jobs that would pay the living wage so people didn't have to rely on minimum wage, which is ridiculous. Minimum wage is for high school kids and starting off in life. That's it. That's it.
Some of the reactions throughout the Democratic Party. How much do you personally blame President Biden for this loss?
President Biden, when he came into office, said that he would be the most progressive president since FDR. And I
Hey, together. How you doing, sis? Long time no see.
think on domestic issues, not foreign policy, on domestic issues, he has kept his word, and the agenda that he has pushed through has been an extraordinarily strong one. But that agenda has got to be placed within the overall context of American society today. And that American society today is one in which tens of millions of working families and elderly.
But see, that's where the disconnect is, and that's where they figure we just want Beyonce and D.L. Hewley. That's where they think we want that.
Are struggling, while the people on top have never had it so good.
It's like Rome. You give them a circus and you give them bread, and all the people have nothing to complain about. They're happy. You could pull the wool right over their eyes.
Senator, should he have gotten out of the race more quickly, as some are arguing?
I'm not going to. I supported him because I think his agenda was a strong agenda, a working class agenda. I'm not going to look backwards. Kamala ran a strong campaign. She did everything that she could. She decisively won the debate. So to me,
Bernie is too goddamn old to be talking this shit. Bro, just burn it down. Her campaign was tragic, bro.
Me, it's not just about the campaign. It's about what does the Democratic Party stand for? Do ordinary people say, yeah, that is a party?
$1 billion to lose. A strong campaign. $1 billion to lose.
That is fighting for my interest and prepared to take on the big money interest who control the economic and political life of the country. That's to me what the issue is.
Yeah, we're talking.
I'd be waiting for some old folks, especially these old white dudes, to be pulling shit like stunts like Biden did, where he just set Kamala up for a whoop-de-doo. Why don't more of these old dudes just finally just burn it down and just get rid of the bullshit, get rid of all the partisan politics, get rid of all the old grudges and everything, and just burn it down? You know your cohorts are pieces of shit. Come on, bro.
A lot about the economics. You've talked about how the Democratic Party is out of touch when it comes to economic issues. Some Democrats are saying it's not just economic issues, it's cultural issues as well.
It's not democratic.
Here's what Democratic strategist James
Burn
Carville
that
has to
shit
say.
down.
Take a look.
What killed the Democrats and what killed Biden was a sense of disorder. And part of the sense of disorder was the unfortunate events of what I would refer to as the woke era.
Yeah.
Has the Democratic Party's focus on identity politics gone too far, Senator?
Say it, Bernie. Say it,
Let
Bernie.
me answer it this way. I think if the Democratic Party must continue to stand up against all forms of bigotry. And Democrats should hold their head high in saying, we led the fight for women's rights and to protect the woman's constitutional right for abortion. We led the fight for civil rights, for gay rights. That is something we should be proud of. But it's not either or, Chris, and this is the problem. You can do both. You could say that I'm for raising the minimum wage to a living wage, guarantee health care for all people, expanding Social Security. And by the way, I also support a woman's right to control.
Bernie is so soft. That's where I'm like, why don't these old dudes just burn it down? Bernie, burn it down, bro. Just tell them. They pussified the party. And yes, they played too much in the politics, into the identity politics. Yes, they played too much into it.
Her own body, etc. It's not either or. It's going forward in both directions.
You know, I've been speaking to some Democrats who are concerned because now President-elect Trump has beaten 2 women candidates, and their concern is that it will make it more difficult to nominate a woman candidate in the future. Do you share that concern, Senator?
No, I don't. I think it's not a question. Look, I'm not going to deny that there is.
Yeah, exactly. Together. Abortion is not reproductive. Abortion is not reproducing. Absolutely, it's not. And it's confusing to me, just like it's confusing to so many of my YouTube family and individuals who stand 10 toes down. How are we running around here deleting babies, but fighting for convicted and accused, no, allegedly, convicted and accused violent offenders to stay off of death row and drain more of our tax money and feed into the prison industry? Y'all want to sit here with these fucking bleeding hearts, but you are so quick to snap and delete a baby. You heard it before, and you're going to continue to hear it, but it's whorish. Fucking stupid. It's backwards ass. Backwards ass. Y'all got what you deserved, Trump.
There's sexism in this country, that there's racism, there's homophobia. It's there. But on the other hand, I think what the American people want to support, whether it's a woman, a man, a black or a white or Latino, whatever, is they want to support somebody who is standing up, Kristen, and fighting for them. People are in pain. People are hurting. They can't afford to go to a doctor. They can't afford to send their kids to childcare or to.
And a lot of it is choice, Bernie. So don't get too bleeding hard on me. But y'all, that's Bernie right there after the election. I'm going to cut him off there because he's going to get on my nerves being all bleeding hard about everything. People tend to forget that this is mostly our choices, right? You choose who you lay down with. You choose who you open your legs for. You choose who you inject your seed. We make these choices, people. Baby mama struggle, baby daddy struggle is all a lie. It's choice. All right. So you cut out the fact that you don't have to have fucking kids. The rest of it is all on your shoulders to pull yourself up by your goddamn bootstraps. Period. Period. There are so many fucking programs for jobs and educations. There are so many ways to tap into shit, especially through the internet now. Free shit. If you know the right person, bet money you can get plenty of free certifications and classes. Bet money. And the higher you go up the food chain of certifications and classes, the more exposure you get to more shit. Oops, I told a secret. If you actually seek it out, you'll find it. But you ignorant coloreds, you ignorant trash, you ignorant pieces of shit won't do it. You'll wait for the next wave of programs to come. Or you're going to sit and be nothing while programs are ripped right from underneath you because you didn't take advantage of what you should have. You missed the fucking boat. I don't care. I don't care about you. I don't care about your goddamn kids. I'm so glad they fucking are going to improve the border. Fucking, we need trebuchets. We need trebuchets. You put the fucking baby, you put the baby mama in there and Consuela's auntie. Whoop. Bye, bitch.
Bye-bye, bitch.
All right, let's continue on with this. We're going to Japan. Let's see how much of an ass America's made of itself in Japan. Let's see. Let's see what our virtue signaling Japanese expats Japanese are American expats who have gone to Japan. Let's see what kind of virtue signaling these liberal fucks are doing in Japan. Let's go.
The Japanese media coverage of the American election was a little bit strange.
トランプさんですかね。結構パワーがある感じがするんで。
TV host looked devastated that Kamala lost, and the entire studio looked like it was in Otsuya or in mourning. Only this girl didn't care because she's based. The TV host kept praying that Kamala could somehow win.
ハリス氏勝利というのは険しい道のりということですが、今後の注目ポイントはどこになりますか？はい。
Girl, look at the numbers. So Japan may be an unofficial
so
U.S.
invested,
colony, but
y'all.
why do these people care so much about the U.S. election? Well, many of these people are what we call Pocahontases. Let me explain. So if you've been to Asia, you might know this, but Asians who want to appear elite and cool would often use English words and consume media from the West, which tends to be overly liberal. And people who work for the media tend to belong to this.
So it's the liberal styles, the liberal celebrities, it's the liberal lifestyle that they're mocking over in Japan. So Japan's culturally appropriating all the liberalism in America, and they call them Pocahontases when they do that. That's hilarious.
This elite class, who've probably never seen those conservative TikTok videos that helped Trump get votes.
So let's just tell me, what is Kamala Harris's greatest accomplishment?
Oops.
And they were told by the Western mainstream media that Kamala Harris will definitely win. And you could say what I'm about to tell you is misogyny, but Japanese girls who go out of their way to appear Western and be liked by Western men are called Pocahontas. It's because they tend to do their hair and makeup like this.
Oh, that's great. I need me a Pocahontas. That's great. They call Pocahontases. All right, little mommies. Chopsticks, let's go.
Because that's what the Western men like. They are very disliked because they act like they are better than the regular Japanese people.
They got the narcissism, y'all. They got the Western narcissism all through their little bones. Chopsticks is coming out narcissistic, think they better than everybody.
Sucks. Really.
And this is actually somewhat true because I've seen Asian people who grew up in the West wanting to distance themselves from the Asian culture because a lot of Asian culture is seen as immature by Western standards.
Yeah.
That being said,
yeah, immature, and they really soy. Their dudes are really soy. They like those feminine dudes for some reason. That's the thing.
Introducing Western liberal ideas to Japan can get you some backlash. For example, this Japanese celebrity had to apologize when she referred to women as people with uteruses.
女性って癖で私も言っちゃうんですけど、生理っていうのは女性に限らず子宮のある人には絶対にやってくるものなので。
All she wanted to do was appear Western and cool, but the Japanese.
Y'all, what the hell is going on? Y'all, what the fuck? You see what y'all have done? Woke mind virus. That's why they call it the woke mind virus. You have literally changed other people's cultures to this delusion. This is amazing.
All she wanted to do was appear Western and cool, but the Japanese women were not having it. Another media elite who got mocked a lot.
I'm glad the Japanese babes are staying based. Stay based, Japanese babes. Don't let this bullshit infect your culture.
During the election coverage is this professor who thinks he knows more about Black American than actual Black men. You can tell he's super liberal.
Here you go, coloreds. We got a virtue signal. We got a virtue signaler here in the shape of chopsticks.
Seeing how happy he is posing with Democratic Party superstars.
黒人の男性の中にはマチョな白人男性に憧れる人がいるんですよ。黒人の男性を狙ったんですよ。
You're a Japanese man living in Japan. Why are you telling black men that they secretly want to be white? How would you feel if I told you that you secretly want to be the sidekick of Danger Mouse? He actually goes more hysterical as Kamala keeps losing.
明らかになったことは民主主義の危機が今のアメリカ人の心を動かさない。
To the point that even the Japanese host was like, chill, bro.
前のめりすごいわ。
And you cannot forget the influence of wealthy Americans who come to
He said, Professor, you're leaning way too far, way too forward. You need to sit back, bro. Listen, has to sit the fuck back.
Of wealthy Americans who come to Japan, like these Japan Times writers telling us Japanese that we need to believe that Trump is evil. A Japanese crew even interviewed American tourists in Japan, and no surprise, the ones rich enough to travel are all Team Kamala.
Trump is a buffoon. I am very embarrassed for America.
My country is going to die soon because we just elected a mini dictator. It's a little bit scary to think about going home.
Hold on, y'all.
Because we just elected a mini dictator. It's a little bit scary to think about going home.
It was kind of funny when an argument started between Americans being interviewed on Japanese TV.
It's no good. It's awful. You're just eating up what the media tells you to eat.
Yes, because you understand everything, sir.
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Hey, Trump supporter, let the rich snob speak. He's entitled to his opinion. And yes, even
Y'all, the white folks is beefing over in Japan. The white folks is beefing over in Japan over Trump and Kamala, y'all. Do you see how ignorant this shit is? You see how wild this is? Holy shit. Let's go back, y'all. Go back. This is great. The white folks in Japan is beefing live on television, cussing each other out.
on Japanese TV.
It's no good. It's awful. You're just eating up what the media tells you to eat.
Yes, because you understand everything, sir.
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Hey, Trump supporter, let the rich snob speak. He's entitled to his opinion. And yes, even Patrick, a super successful American comedian in Japan, is entitled to his opinion about the election, even though he's been in Japan since the 90s. And this is his meltdown that the Japanese mocked.
僕別にもうトランプに怒ってませんけど、アメリカ国民に怒ってます。経済見てください。もうインフレが低いんですよ。バイデンのおかげでしょ。なのに。
So if you're not Asian, let me explain. Those are the faces of Asians politely nodding along as the Westerner is doing his own thing.
だから民主党がいいことやっても得点できない。トランプが悪いことやっても減点にならない。
Hey sis, we're watching Japan. They're going ham over Kamala and Trump. They got all kinds of people out here that are going back and forward, and they got some reporters are liberal, some reporters are conservative, some are trying to be balanced. Like, this ain't our business. Stay out of it, Japan.
Nodding along as the Westerner is doing his own thing.
だから民主党がいいことやっても得点できない。トランプが悪いことやっても減点にならない。
They're all like, here goes the gaijin again.
冷静になれましたか？反省しても。この先勝てないんじゃないかと。
You can tell she's so cute. You can tell by her body language. She's just like, oh, the dumbass is talking again. They're so polite when they be condescending. It's great.
Again.
冷静になれましたか？反省しても。
So I don't think I need to clarify, but I am absolutely neutral on this topic. But Patrick is a Harvard graduate elite with a mansion in the middle of Tokyo. It kind of feels wrong that he's upset at the choices made by everyday Americans living in the US who have to deal with issues such as increased crime rates. But here's where it gets interesting. So
crime is down, y'all. Don't forget that the crime is down. Just shout out Messi Michon. Go check her out for the Crime is Down reports.
So far, we've only been talking about legacy media, but what about the new online Japanese media, where people don't have to cater to Western liberal standards?
Like, why do I think he said the modern media? Okay, modern media, right? Think about modern women. What about this woman's eyes look Japanese? Nothing. I almost want to say she's a modern Japanese woman and she had surgery to make her eyes look more round like a Westerner. I almost want to say that. Look, I don't know all the regions of Japan. Some may have more European features. She could be a mixed girl for all I know. But I'm telling y'all, with the rampant outbreaks of these plastic surgeries these broads do, especially in Asia, they live for the shit. Skin lighteners, plastic surgery. Only they don't do the BBLs. That's a shame. No, I'm joking. But yeah, I almost swear she has some eye surgery or some shit to make her look more Western. I mean, she's a podcaster. That's just podcast money. Look behind her.
Cater to Western liberal standards. Because Japanese people will push back in a subtle, very Japanese way if they think you're full of shit. And these people are brutal in their takedown of Kamala Harris.
さんが大笑いして女子会みたいなのでやってるっていうとちょっと引いちゃうみたいなことにつながっている。
黒人系の方々の文化っていうのは女性は男性に仕えるっていう黒人男性が黒人女性をトップに選ぶのは難しいかもね。
Yeah, that's just his opinion.
女性大統領を見てみたいっていう夢を一瞬でも見せてくれる人ではあったと思うんですよ。
トランプさんがやったからといって、じゃあその一般大衆の給料が増えるのか物価が下がるのかっていうと、結局のところアメリカ人の怒りの矛先というのは別のところに向くことになるんじゃないかなとは思っています。
Then an American white bro for Harris joins the show.
ハリス氏の勝利を願っていた民主党支持者。
早速日本人に聞かしようと考えてます。
And he gets absolutely roasted by the Japanese.
フィルターバブルがみんなにあるわけですから、ちゃんと教育を学んで。
You say what now? Go back 20 seconds. Okay, so go back to this part. All right. So, this part here. You know what? Yeah, I wanted to kind of go back here anyway. So let's watch this here. All right. Can't read the comments. Oh, on the screen. Yeah, on the screen it's rough. You gotta look at YouTube. It's too tiny. Let's go here.
トップに選ぶのは難しいかもね。
Yeah, that's just his opinion.
女性大統領を見てみたいっていう夢を一瞬でも見せてくれる人ではあったと思うんですよ。
トランプさんがやったからといって、じゃあその一般大衆の給料が増えるのか物価が下がるのかっていうと、結局のところアメリカ人の怒りの矛先というのは別のところに向くことになるんじゃないかなとは思っています。
Then an American white bro for Harris joins the show.
ハリス氏の勝利を願っていた民主党支持者。
早速日本人に聞かしようと考えてます。
And he gets absolutely roasted by the Japanese.
フィルターバブルがみんなにあるわけですから、ちゃんと教育を学んでね。
それでもめちゃめちゃ学歴差別じゃないですか。
Imagine if you're an American elite and you got told off by a guy dressed like a clown. But our Harris bro doesn't give up just yet.
キャストっていう媒体が今本当に無法地帯でやりた方で言えるんですよね。で、ジョー・ローガンっていう一番有名なポッドキャストがいるんですけど、彼もトランプとインタビューもしてて。
誰かのせいにしすぎてるんですよ、民主党とか。まあ多分トランプはトランプで負けた時にはそれ不正だって言って、みんな誰かのせいで自分は負けた。今回負けたのはポッドキャストのせいだとか。
いや、僕言ってる今公平招きの言い方ですよ。
いやでもね、そういうふうに見えるんですよ。そういうね発想がおそらく民主主義に合わない。
So I think you can see why the Japanese media.
Right here, Grandpa was telling him it's all victim mentality. Everyone's blaming something else but their own actions. The Democrats aren't blaming the fact that they had a shitty ass election cycle. They tried to shove her into the spot. They didn't even have elections. They didn't even have preliminaries.
Tend to endorse Western liberal ideas. But one thing I found really interesting is that these two American men have been living in Japan for a very, very long time. Yet they seem to live in this liberal American bubble. This just shows that in this day and age, it's super easy to live in your own bubble, even if you're in another country. So even though your everyday Japanese people may find what these guys are saying is a little bit strange, they are just saying things that their American friends would approve of. So it doesn't really hurt to be open-minded to other people's opinions, unless you're...
That's why you have to communicate to listen and understand when you're communicating with other people and you're conveying what the idea is so that you can fully look at things from both directions.
Pocahontas.
Or from other perspectives. Go back. You're going to talk about the Pocahontases again.
A little bit strange. They are just saying things that their American friends would approve of. So it doesn't really hurt to be open-minded to other people's opinions, unless you're a Pocahontas.
So many places. I guess it must be...
Because whether you voted for Harris or Trump, we can all agree on one thing.
Oh, Disney, what are you doing?
We all hate Disney live-action remakes.
Right.
ハリス、良くも悪くも現状維持っていう日本人っぽい考え。
女性の大統領っていないでしょ。だからいないんやったら帰ってみたらどうかな。戦争なくなるかもわからないし。
絶対にこっちの方がなった方が面白いし。
日本とはなんかね仲良くやってくれそうだと。
その辺はどうでもいいかなと。
I don't care too much. I don't care too much about the welfare and the relations between Japan and America if Trump wins. Oh man, humans never, ever, ever cease to amaze. Shout out humanity. Shout out humanity. All right, last up, you guys. They just want to laugh at him. Right, exactly. Last up, you guys, shout out to Bill Maher. All right, so Bill Maher, we all know him. He's a bit of a conservative pundit. He's all over the place. Real Time with Bill is his show. He dropped some bombs on the post-election analysis as well. This is where we're going to close out on. So I've got a little bit of commentary along the way here. And then I have a lot of just silence because he hits a lot of it home. All right, y'all, fair use as always.
Okay, and finally, new
Let's
rule.
go.
Someone must tell the usual suspects on the far left that the saying is, when you're in a hole, stop digging, not keep digging.
Right.
Talk about doubling down on what got you fucked in the first place. Even the one concession I've heard a few people on the loop.
Hold on, you like the plants back there, sis? That's just some of them. There's like a whole bunch more over here. I got ones that I put in pots like into the winter last year, and now they're all big like these are back here. I can't even give them away, but the apartment smells great. The oxygen is clean. The air here is clean.
Losing side offer that liberals should stop saying the Trump voters are stupid comes with a kind of unspoken parentheses. We know they are stupid, just don't say it.
Right.
Yeah.
We get it. That's how humans communicate. We do that all the time. We throw shade.
Yeah, I got bad news for you. They don't have a monopoly on stupid.
No.
You wear Queers for Palestine t-shirts and masks 2 years after the pandemic ended. And you can't define woman, I mean person who menstruates. You're the teachers' union education party, and you've turned schools and colleges into a joke. You just lost a crazy contest to an actual crazy person.
Oops. That's a point. That's a point. I mean, that's facts. That's just what it is, right? We can't, shout out Bill. He said it. I mean, we knew it. He said it. Yes, sis. They are fun to watch, though. They are fun to watch. When I'm not frustrated by their actions, they are extremely fun to watch.
You love to speak truth to power, and we always should, but you have completely lost the ability to speak truth to bullshit. The Democratic polling firm Blueprint told Democrats months ago that black voters, AKA their supposedly liberal base, were more likely to find the president too liberal than too conservative. They also found that voters didn't just want Harris to distance herself from Biden, they wanted her to distance herself from what they believe the entire Democratic Party has become, a Portlandia sketch.
Never watched it.
A bunch of privileged mean girls complaining about privilege and trying to make fetch happen.
Yeah.
What a shocker that the people who see everything through the lens of race and sex see their election loss as a result of racism and sexism. Yes, if only we weren't so irredeemably unenlightened, we would have elected a black president by now. Oh, what, we did? Oh, right, and then re-elected him. Maybe you missed it because it wasn't on TikTok.
Right. Look at old Obama. Look at young Obama versus old Obama.
By now.
Young Obama.
Oh, what, we did? Oh, right, and then re-elected him. Maybe
old Obama. Damn. I'd be thinking my gray hair is popping. Bro went 50% in 4 years. Still need to get on my level, though. Let's go.
Maybe you missed it because it wasn't on TikTok.
Yeah, the White House whooped his ass.
And sexism? Hillary got 3 million more votes than Trump, which in a normal country would be called a victory.
Team replay, sis. I'll catch it.
It wasn't... It wasn't 21st century sexism that prevented a woman from being president. It was the Electoral College. Democrats run for office as if the voters don't live here, as if they don't go to the grocery store and Starbucks and the office, But they do. They live here. And they actually see women and people of color. And it doesn't look like some patriarchal, racist nightmare. Do problems remain pertaining to racism and sexism? Of course. But a poll last year asked, if America is the greatest country in the world, more blacks and Hispanic Americans agreed with that than the white progressives. It asked if racism is built into our society. White progressives agreed with that at higher levels than black and Hispanic people. It asked if government should increase border security. Same result. Hispanic Americans are less okay with illegal immigration than whitey.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Hispanic population wants a more secure border. Huh. Who would have thought? I mean, considering my father's an immigrant. Yes, I am a son of a tether. My father's an immigrant, but he went through the process properly. He fought in Vietnam for this country. He earned his citizenship on the battlefield. Yeah, we need that trebuchet, y'all. We need that trebuchet. You put the baby in it, you put the mommy in it, you put the baby in it, and you put the auntie snuggling the baby, and then you just shoot him over the fence back home. You increase the angle if they got to go to Venezuela. Boop. Mexico, this way. Boop. Easy peasy.
The votes are in. They don't want your pity. And black people can't afford to indulge rich white people's need to endlessly flagellate themselves. They just want prices to go down and good jobs and the police when you call them. Black people, they're just...
Pause. I am so sick of the fucking virtue signaling. We don't need white dudes to do a goddamn thing, but just be white dudes. We don't need white Beckys to do a goddamn thing and talk about their privilege and not knitting at all. We don't need a fucking thing to be treated like human beings. All that virtue signaling and all that posturing and bullshit through the Kamala campaign was some of the most cringy, embarrassing shit I have ever seen in my white guilt is a son of a bitch. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all are hilarious. Fucking hilarious. How are we so far away from socializing, so far away from understanding one another that our white counterparts have to play to these placations and play to this bullshit? Like, this shit's blowing my mind. It blows my mind.
They're just like us.
Oh yeah,
black people, they're just like us.
But the thing is, I'm gonna go back a little bit further. But the thing is, it will always be, and I will always stand on this, the most racist people that I have ever met in my entire life. Again, this is all anecdotal, but the most racist people I've ever met were the most blackety mixed, blackest daughters and sons of fucking slaves, FBA, dough, whatever the fuck you want to label them, members of my family, and the whitey whiteys that want purity and shit are all the fucking, they're the most racist on their side. Period. On both sides. So it all stems from that bullshit, jealousy, the power plays, all that shit. What historically, it all stems from that. Knowing goddamn well in today's world, the most racism I ever faced, other than you don't qualify for this job, was basically being told I'm one of the good ones and being able to spot them boys. That's it. Everything else is merit as far as I'm concerned. But the most racist motherfuckers that stir up all this bullshit are the blackety McBlacks and the whitey McWhites.
And black people can't afford to indulge rich white people's need to endlessly flagellate themselves. They just want prices to go down and good jobs and the police when you call them. Black people, they're just like us.
Right. Go figure. Go figure. Chris Corny ass.
Kamala spent 100 days telling voters, I know it feels like crime and illegal immigration are bad, but fuck your feelings. Look at this chart.
Yeah. Yeah, remember? Crime is down, y'all. Crime is down. But the only thing we got to fear when we're walking around are people that look like us. Just saying.
Yes, there's a lot to not like already about the new regime, but maybe take 1 week to ask what you did wrong. The basis for Democratic campaigns has become, we're the smart people. That we know from the get-go. No need to look into that. We know that a priori, which is a Latin phrase the Red Hat people wouldn't have a clue about. But they don't need to. Have you seen my "In this house we believe" lawn sign? See, it says right on it, we believe in science. Right, which is why you demanded no one even debate whether COVID could have escaped from the one lab in the one city where they were studying it. How far-fetched. The New York...
Right, because you can't point fingers like that because it's racism. Remember that? The racism that was stirred up at the beginning of the 19th century?
Times called it racist.
Oh, there we go.
Democrats have become like a royal family that, because of so much incest, has unfortunately had children who are retarded.
He said the word. My nigga said the word. A white dude said the word. I love that word. That word has so much power and poise. Let's go back. I love that word.
Democrats have become like a royal family that, because of so much incest, has unfortunately had children who are retarded.
Let's go. Let's go.
And the same thing can happen to ideas if they are also conceived in an atmosphere of intellectual incest. Maybe take the clothespins off your noses and actually converse with the other half of the country.
Yeah, actually, absolutely. The Ouroboros of thought. You just keep going back and forward with the snake eating its tail in your own thought process, being in those echo chambers of others who think exactly like you. Just like those Japanese guys, the American expats that were in Japan we just saw a moment ago. Those dudes were still in the echo chamber, the bubble, the social bubble of the West. They had no scope on everything else or perspective on other directions to look at the American political process. None at all.
Stop screaming at people to get with the program and instead make a program worth getting with.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. So what's in it for me, right? So what's in it for me to participate in your delusional little program, right? Well, that doesn't matter. You just need to come along and agree with me. See, that's how they move the bar away from minorities and women, okay? People of color and minorities and women, and brought a fucking rainbow into civil rights and DEI. Now nobody wants to fuck with it. We're all human. Fucking figure it out for yourself. Because none of that made sense. They fucked it up.
What good is liberalism if you don't win elections? Last week, Massachusetts Congressman Seth Moulton said, "I have 2 little girls. I don't want them getting run over on a playing field by a formerly male athlete. But as a Democrat, I'm supposed to be afraid to say that." Yes, there's the problem in a nutshell.
Yes. And sis, that you're absolutely right to one degree. It's the party. It's the Democrats as a whole that should have bolstered up either Kamala or a number of individuals, 2 or 3 individuals that we were going to vote on, that we could say we wanted to represent, we as Americans want to represent us as the Democratic presidential candidate. We didn't get that opportunity as Americans, and everybody's just kind of glossed over that fact. So if Biden set her up for the whoop-de-whoop, that's because the party pushed Kamala to the front, and Biden said, fuck y'all for going around democracy. And I pray to God that's why he's got all these smiles on his face now. I'm almost certain it is. That boy's been in the game for more than half a century. Boy, been getting in the game longer than Kamala's been alive. Fuck out of here. He knew what he was doing. He fucking set her up. He set the whole damn party up. That was his final mwah to America. He did one of these right here.
Bye-bye, bitch.
Yeah, see, that's why I'm mad that Bernie ain't doing enough. I'm mad these old, roasted ass, sun-dried motherfuckers ain't doing enough. They need to be shutting down the Pelosi's and Warrens. Fuck them old broads. These old dudes need to be fucking burning this bitch down and then walking the fuck away. They already made God's money. The fuck they really don't give a fuck about America anymore. You got to be fucking kidding me. Bernie half-ass talking out his ass, knowing he should have roasted them Democrats. But oh boy on the screen here, Seth Moulton, he right. You can't say shit about nothing because everybody's going to look at you like you some kind of pansy. Fuck your opinion. I always stay 10 toes down. Y'all know how we do over here. We don't fuck around.
I have 2 little girls. I don't want them getting run over on a playing field by a formerly male athlete. But as a Democrat, I'm supposed to be afraid to say that. Yes, there's the problem in a nutshell.
Yeah, fuck that shit. There are 2 genders. That's it. And if you got a daughter on a playing field and you are okay with a man barreling over your daughter, smashing that little bitch and moving on with life, okay. All right. He's gonna trample your little daughter. Okay. I see what kind of bitch ass nigga you are. All right, you cool with that. You cool with that. You cool with the boxer that got her face bashed in by the Albanian whatever the fuck? You cool with that? Okay. All right. All right. You better bet if one of the bitches in your family pop fly, guess who's catching a left hook? Equality. Right? Right? That's what we're saying. You see how the slippery slope works, right? The fuck is wrong with you people? The fuck is really wrong with you people?
Because Congressman Moulton sounds reasonable to me, but his campaign manager immediately resigned in protest. Let me make this as...
Oh, the Albanian that socked that Italian girl in the face into the Olympics. That's the one I was talking about. That big ass nigga, a big ass man born with a weenus and a vajayjay. And then they was like, nah, it's a bitch. That big motherfucker socked that bitch like socked that Italian chick like fucking Mike Tyson in his prime. The girl was talking about on the camera. My never been hit that hard before.
Plain as I can to the smart people.
And see, it's another one of them things where they pulled the bullshit over our eyes and shit. Just like with Obama's second presidency, y'all wasn't going to catch me on the whoop-de-doo. I fucking fell for the bullshit because everybody started this bleeding heart liberal shit about, oh, you don't know what intersex means. Oh, there's like 1 in 50 bazillion people born with a weenus and a vajayjay. Oh, you're such a bigot. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Campaign manager who resigned, yeah, let that person go. Marginalize that guy.
Right.
Try making too woke be a cancelable offense. It's important for America to have a center-left party and for that party to be competitive. And a good first step toward that goal would be to make the voters not want to punch you in the face. I will conclude by saying the reason I'm so mad at the Democrats is because as a voter, the issues that were important to me were democracy and the environment. And now, there's no one to champion or defend either of them because you, with your aggressively anti-common sense agenda and shitty exclusionary attitude, blew it. You lost everything. House, Senate, White House, Supreme Court, and left us completely unprotected and ready to be violated. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody!
Right.
Actually, we're on next week. We're on next week for our season finale.
Shout out Bill Maher. All right, y'all. I mean, I'm serious, man. He's right. He hit it right on the head. He hit it right on the head. All right, y'all. That's all I got for tonight. I mean, to sum up, it's absolutely ridiculous the way that our political parties have been behaving. We know it. We see it. We see it full blown in 4K. The crash outs are going to continue. The speculation is going to continue. The name blaming or the game blaming, all that is going to continue, pointing the fingers. They're never going to admit to the fact or never going to admit what their flaws are, especially on the Democratic side. Here's to looking at what the new candidates look like. Maybe we'll have an actual runoff and primaries next cycle. We might see, mark my word, AOC as a front runner, because I'm thinking that that's exactly the direction she's going in. As soon as Kamala failed, she started doing these interviews, reaching across the aisle. And I'm telling you, the party's going to splinter. The Democratic Party's going to splinter, and they're going to have to get behind somebody who's got the popular vote. They're going to have to. He said AOC is not electable. You don't think she's electable to the highest office? Is that because, what's that, because of tenure or resume? I'm not sure. But he said, no, she isn't. But yeah, I'm looking to see. She's a nut. Yeah, that's a given. That's why she's trying to realign herself. I think that's why she's trying to realign herself. That's why she's trying to appeal to more people. And in the shorts that I had there earlier, it really seems like she's trying to be a lot more moderate. She's trying to take it down a notch, take her crazy down a notch, try to appeal to more people. But tonight, y'all, that's all I got for you. Like I said, we weren't going to run a really, really long show this evening. I'm going to leave this show based on the sunlight, and the sun is going down. She said Jasmine Crockett, though. All right, we'll keep eyes on her. Yeah, we'll keep eyes on her. Thank you so much for everybody that came out tonight. Give yourselves a round of applause, everybody. We had Messy out here. We had Almond Eyes. Of course, we had Together. Mona D stopped through as well. Homeboy Josh. What's up, Josh? Thank you, bro. Long time no see to you as well. And of course, Sis. Anybody who's out there, Team Replay. I know there's a bunch of folks watching. Please hit the like, subscribe. As always, remember, ring the bell. If you're not familiar with it, it's the little bell right next to the subscribe button. That gets you all the notifications, lets you know when I'm going to go live again or when I've done a drop for your entertainment. If you haven't already, as well, subscribe to the CIPGH channel. That's the Cat and Poncho channel. You'll find him on the main page for the podcast. Shout out to everybody again. Prayers, big up yourselves. Everybody, and peace. Thanks everybody for coming out. Have a wonderful night.
Nancy feels that any newspaper, has the obligation to deliberately deal with those things which demand public attention. How do you feel about the controversy?
Basically, the fan behaves the same on Joe's suit. When I first turned the power on, or just prior to that, he's drawing 0.6 amps. It goes off scale high for a few seconds, falls back down to about 6.
The CBS Evening News with Walter Campbell.
Well, first I don't deny.
It was a provoking challenge, and nowhere did the challenge provoke more
Averaging a peak, I'd say about 0.1 amps.
To develop and introduce America's first all-electronic television system.
But Mr. Bishop, this sort of thing